Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today actually I want to talk about the most powerful drugs. So what is the most powerful drugs? Because it's quite absurd, right? What's the most powerful drugs? Well, the thing is, in my interpretations is, well, the most powerful drugs is this, your phone. Well, this one's tab, well, whatever, but it means your phone, your tab, your laptop, your digital, it's internet. Well, not really internet, it's social media also, it's phone basically. I think because phone has the most practicality out of all, and I think what's so bizarre about it, phone is something that we use every day, and it's quite interesting because the thing about drugs is probably used by someone who are on the age of 15 above, but now we see media or even like a phone, used by a kid, and it's quite interesting how I see it, because the thing is, we never know what's going to come and what's the consequence of that access of phone to the kids. Because the thing about kids, probably, well, when I was a kid, I don't use phone. That's first things first. I used phone when I was probably 11, yeah, but still, it's not really high-tech technology. I use Nokia, which very much old stuffs. We can only play game and text message and call person, call people, and we don't have YouTube and that kind of stuff, because nowadays that we have those stuffs, we have that video. And if I might guess, I don't know if it's a good guess or if it's just like a blindly guess, but thing is, I think it's going to affect kids, or affects the audience of younger audience, the lower generation, new generations, on psychologically, I think. And I think it's going to be a different kind of a socializations, because the thing is, now we socialize on media, now we socialize on internet, and really meet people with Tinder and stuffs, social media. And it's quite interesting because it's a sharing forum, right? Well, Facebook and other stuff, social media, basically, probably that's the most applications that people used, I think. Well, first of all, it's not really science fiction, or it's not really you need a high IQ to know that they're really are addictive, because the thing about social media, they really make you want to stay there, and really, but it's not really about that. It's about really how people react to that. Well, basically it's about sharing people's life, right? Because the thing about kids, they're just like watching that YouTube videos for over an hour and don't talk to anyone, and they don't socialize. Basically that's that. And probably they socialize, they interact, but what the kids interact with, it's a robot, or probably it's a phone. And quite interesting. And I think for like, we've grown into a society which will lead us to somewhere that can make us feel isolated in some ways. Because the thing about media is, you're not just like producing the media, but you're consumed by media, right? You're not producing, you're not just sharing, but you like see someone who shared something, and it's really about that feeling of sharing but not really there, it's not really connected in some way. It's just like viewing people's lives in a camera, which would feel like you're not involved in some ways, because you're just like this third eye person, like you're watching something that happened with your friends, with your family, but it's not really you're there, you're just like outside of it. And I don't think it's good for psychologically speaking. I think so, it's not really good, because the thing is, how about social interactions, how about that? Because people who are watching, for example, YouTube for like 5 hours a day, like me, old me basically, they don't have that lectures of, they don't have that practice to speak to a human being, which are insane, because the thing is we need that, we really need that, and we really need that to, well, to live with others. That's the first things first. And you can't live alone. Simply just like, what are you gonna do when you live alone? It's just like you're isolated and alone, and feeling lonely is not really nice things. And you accompanied by, well, first of all, of course, you have friends, your phone, which are really pathetic, I think, because the thing is, really, you're just gonna spend your time with your phone? No, it's not really that. You have to believe that, I think there should be restrictions for using phone, because phone is really dangerous, and phone is really something that we have to think on, or we have to really consider, because it's of course it's a friend, but we have to it's a smartphone, and it's almost like a semi-AI in some ways, because it's your friend. You have it everywhere. You have it everywhere for you, to help the stupidity of people. You can Google and find something that you don't know, which are interesting and which are making you feel more knowledgeable, because that's the positive sides. But the thing is, you don't have that kind of like, of course it's practical, but the most practical thing is not really the most useful things, because the thing is, of course, probably it's useful, but because it's fast, it's really not wasting your time. Of course, yeah, it's not really taking your time, but it's not really about that. It's about how you spending that time really with food always. Well, for example, you just like googling for like, okay, 2 minutes, and what then you're going to go to the Instagram and find someone and really viewing their stories and viewing the post, and really you liking them, and you're just like kind of like dragged around to your phone's zone in some ways, because it's not really about that, just googling things. It's about staying away from that. That's the most important thing, right? Because the thing is, we have this kind of like two theories in some ways, to have a double world, right? Because you have it on your phone first. That's the duality of reality, which I think very much very dangerous, and very unshaking. It's like, really, you can't do that. It's not really about the reality. It's about focusing on one, and really about switching that. Of course you can. It's about multitasking. That's the first things first, because the thing first about that is, you're not really focusing on one thing, because for example, you want to work and you just like keep looking at your phone. It's not really focusing on your work. It's really about that switching between realities in some ways. It's quite absurd, but it's true, because the thing is, we're going to evolve. I think we're going to evolve to AI, which are amazing, probably useful, probably not, who knows. But I think we should take on the psychological level of how the world reacts. I think it's not really about the technology only. It's not really about the technology only. It's about how the functions, how it functions, how it takes consequences through a long-term period of time, which I don't know. Probably 20 years from now you will know, or 30 years from now you will know, because the advancements of the technology itself, it's really advanced. I think it surpassed the humanity. Well, not humanity, it's surpassed the human knowledge. I think so. It surpassed the human knowledge, which I think computers are smarter than us. Of course, if you say that, we're just going to be more stupid. Going to be more stupid and not really getting smarter, because the thing is, there's always above you. There's always this technology that are above you. And really, man, I think technology is very useful, and I think technology are the way of future. I think it might be the way of future, though there's a psychological effects, or a habitual effect on phone and media, which lead us to more isolations every day. We live in society. I think that's it. Thank you for everyone for watching. Click like if you like my video. Click subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell to stay up to date to my videos. And see you next time.